And like her husband, she's being deployed to help the Clinton camp, trying to court key voting blocks that she is going to need if she is going to win. But these high-profile surrogates, the Obamas, Bernie Sanders, and others, are they going to be enough? Bernie Sanders, he joined Hillary today at a rally in New Hampshire. That was just a few hours ago. The big question, though, is can they close that enthusiasm gap? Here to discuss, Alexi McCammond, Gina Loudon, and Ford O'Connell. Gina, it's pretty clear to everyone this is the pivotal situation for Hillary. Even when she's doing well in certain segments of the population, in the polls, them showing up is the big question mark.
Yeah, because you can't talk enthusiasm into someone. Enthusiasm is something that's rather organic, Charles, and the psychology of being excited to go vote for someone just doesn't transfer. But not only that, millennials, they're the ones who don't want establishment, remember? So the candidate who says, oh, she's not really all that established despite 30 years working for the government, sends the current administration to try to say she's not so establishment. It really isn't going to work, Charles. I don't see how they can make this transfer.
Alexi, today in Florida, there's a good article, Mark Caputo, saying that Hillary Clinton is absolutely desperate for black voters in Florida. 1.7 million black voters in that state, and they've showed zero interest in her. Can even the Obamas help?
Absolutely. I mean, I think Hillary Clinton has made minority outreach a staple of her campaign. If her outreach started and stopped with using the Obamas to stump, that would be a red flag. However, she leads Donald Trump by 80 percentage points when it comes to African-American voters. But
will they show up, though? In other words, it's one thing to say on a poll to a pollster, yeah, like Hillary.
Sure.
I mean, are they going to be motivated to show up?
Absolutely. I think that a lot of people think there's a lot at stake this year with the election, given that Donald Trump could be elected. I think a lot of voters will use their vote as a defensive vote just to stop the other candidate from getting elected.
But that's the problem. That's the fundamental problem. Hillary Clinton never gave voters in the Obama coalition a reason to vote for her other than, I am a woman, it is my turn, and Donald Trump stinks. These voters want to be energized. She's not providing that. Here's my concern, and if I'm in the Trump campaign, and that is with millennials, those between 18 and 34, I'm concerned that if they learn civics between now and Election Day, Donald Trump might be donezo. That is my only major concern here.
That was rough, man. They know civics. They know civics.
They don't, because they don't understand the Electoral College map is king. Case in point, Quinnipiac, over the last month, she's lost 17 points with millennials. 44% of millennials want to cast a vote for Johnson or Stein. That's great news for Donald Trump.
Yeah, but by the same token, Gina, Donald Trump, those votes, to Ford's point, haven't gone over to Donald Trump. He's only edged up higher. Now, when they get in the booth, I'm not sure they're all going. I don't think 16% of any group is going to vote for Johnson, and certainly 5 or 6% for Stein. So what does Donald Trump have to do? Just stay the course what he's been doing, go to more black churches, reach out to more millennials himself?
Stay the course. His trend, he is trending upward. Hillary is trending downward. And now she brings in the president of failed Obamacare, the man who is the king of the fact that 72% of American voters, Charles, don't like the direction this country is headed in. And Hillary has all but said she'll be the third term of this administration, that 73% of people don't like the direction it's taken us. Yeah. So I think that Donald Trump just stays his course. And I think that's the best answer for him.
But Alexi, by the same token, we do know Barack Obama's popularity is over 50%. But some of the things that Hillary has done before, we already saw early in this campaign with Black Lives Matter, they got in their face a few times. The crime bill her husband signed. She doesn't have necessarily a clean record within the black community. And you wonder why millennials would vote for it, because that energy they have for Bernie Sanders can't ever truly be transferred to her.
I think it's transferring to an extent, but I also, again, I think if you're casting a defensive vote, you see how poorly Donald Trump does with African Americans. I see how poorly he does with African Americans and women. When I was at Hofstra, he treated me very poorly.
He treated you personally very poorly.
He treated me personally very poorly. I asked him a very basic question about how he could garner support from more millennial women. As a millennial black woman, that is a question very important to me. Instead of answering my question, he grabbed my wrist, pushed my phone away as I was recording, and said, put that down. If he cared about getting millennial women support,
it's
which
first
he's
time
only
hearing about this. Wait a minute. Donald Trump touched you. He grabbed your wrist.
Yes. I'm holding my phone like this, recording, asking him a question. How can you get more millennial women support from you? Because he's polling at 8% support from millennial women, 3% African Americans. He needs our vote. He grabs my wrist, says, put that down, and pushes my phone out of the way and ignores my question. He clearly does not care about getting any support from women or minorities, and that was proven to me in one fell swoop after the debate.
All right, we're a little over time, but Ford, I want you to reply.
Voters want to play offense. They don't want to play defense, and claiming a protest vote is not something that's going to send a lot of people out there, and you're having turnout problems with Hispanics, African Americans, and women and millennials.
Yeah,
that's the bottom line.
Voting 101, typically people vote for something rather than against something.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Until an
guys.
election like this.
All right, guys, thank you all very much. Stocks in the